glorified cargo hauler. Soundwave, head to the launching bay and ready the tow cables. You will lead the first wave of the assault.
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Hello everyone and welcome to Chapter 13 of Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Yep, we're finally here. It's the end of the story.
Make sure those tow cables hit their mark. I've mapped out precise weak points to hit. Once we've latched on, I'll start dispatching the boarding parties.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, what?
Yes, sir. Sir?
That's more like it. Those Autobots won't know what'll hit them. Megatron had the Nemesis designed for maximum carnage.
Yes, sir, sir.
So we're playing as Soundwave, who is Megatron's communications officer.
Your chariot awaits, Soundwave. Watch that first step. It's a doozy.
Affirmative.
Okay, so this is the final chapter of the game, and the game makes a point saying, oh, the Teletran store is going offline soon. What this actually means is that this is basically the last shop in the game. It's not really a big deal though, because you can always go back to previous chapters and like go to those Teletran stores. Like when you buy an upgrade, it stays with you like pretty much forever. If you replay the game, you'll have all your upgrades. So I guess they're just making the point that this is the one point in this particular chapter where there's a Teletran store, but it's not a big deal. Unfortunately, I don't have enough coins to upgrade this weapon, but whatever, we've mostly upgraded.
Cannon fire jammed the door release. You got any ideas, Soundwave?
Rumble. Stand by for ejection.
We'll do it later.
Yeah, this thing's stable. I thought I was gonna be on the inside with the others. Not enough room. You got this. What, so I just ride the thing? You got this! You sure? Because there looked like there was still plenty of room on the inside with everyone else. Yeah, but they don't like you. Tow cable, launch! Ah!
Rip in peace.
Make sure those cannons are fed and firing all the time. We want to pummel the Ark with a constant barrage. I'll make sure to keep a steady stream of fire, sir. I can hardly believe this ship was once that chump Tripticon. Gotta admit, Soundwave's redesign protocol provided some nice upgrades. If you say so, sir. Once all the guns are set, meet your party and get ready to board. No one sits this fight out. I'll see you on the other side. Hey, Soundwave! Nice job on the Nemesis protocol.
Nemesis superior. Triplicon inferior.
So as I mentioned, this is the final chapter of the game. We basically are back at the part we were at the beginning, where the Autobots and Decepticons end up fighting each other as they head towards the space portal. The Decepticons want to plunder the planet Earth of Energon, and apparently the Autobots are going to try and stop them. And also, I managed to find enough Energon shards littered around that I could buy the final upgrade, so I've got this Techno Vault fully upgraded.
Rumble. Eject.
I thought you'd never rest, Soundwave.
Return.
Let's ride the cable! Yeehaw!
Laser beam. Eject. Target entrance.
Well, I should have seen this coming.
Decepticons have breached the ship! Autobots, on your right!
So we are playing as Soundwave, and his special ability is to launch his cassette minions. We have Rumble here, and he will punch the enemies to death. Rumble's quite a good AI partner because, well, he's a close range fighter, but, you know, he basically kills anything in one hit. And the weapon we're using is the Tech Volt emitter. You might remember it from when we were reviving Megatron in Chapter 7, I think. But yeah, it's an electric gun, it bounces off walls and enemies, and it can hit multiple enemies at once. It's continuous fire, so you don't have to be too accurate with it.
Engage! Pay attention, Soundwave! You're being attacked from both sides!
Yeah, Rumble goes back inside Soundwave when he just doesn't see any more enemies around. You can't really control him when he's outside. You just basically press the special weapon button, and then he'll pop out.
Eject.
It's ready to
Lock your positions. Maintain perimeter.
Let him have it!
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that all of the voice clips from Rumble come from the previous game. I don't think they recorded any new voice clips.
Exit Laserbeak. Access acquired.
Okay, so the door's open. Let's clear out the rest of these Autobots.
Return.
And as you can see, Soundwave transforms into a little car. Unfortunately, you can't make him transform into a cassette player, which is slightly unfortunate. Although, if you could, I don't know what you could do in tape cassette mode, aside from play music or something. I mean, it's also weird because Soundwave can also turn into a lamppost, so I guess he technically has like 4 forms, including his robot mode. Kind of weird.
Let's rumble!
Return.
Soundwave, the Ark's defensive cannons are taking their toll. Destroy them!
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Soundwave transforming into a lamppost is actually a reference to the first episode of the cartoon, because apparently that's what he transformed into before he arrived on Earth and turned into a tape cassette. I get the feeling maybe Soundwave doesn't quite pick the best choices for things to transform into, but I don't know. So in this part we have to disable the defense cannons from shooting at the Oh, thank you Rumble. I was in the middle of shooting that guy. But yes, we have to destroy the defense cannons. And there are 3 in this area, and we have to destroy them all. Meanwhile, having to fend off all these enemies. But luckily, we have Laserbeak and Rumble to help us.
Soundwave, hurry up and get those guns offline!
Found sirens located. Initiating sabotage.
Affirmative! One cannon has fallen silent!
So yeah, Rumble and Laserbeak just stay out and attack enemies for you. And they go back into you automatically when there are no more enemies around or whenever they feel like it seems. It doesn't seem like they have their own health bars, it doesn't seem like they can die, and they have no trouble staying outside attacking enemies all day. Enemies don't really seem to attack them very much either, so they're just kind of a slight distraction, kind of an unfair advantage considering they can't die. Oh, 3 shotgun guys! Ah!
They're trying to cut off our air defenses!
I was worried for a second there, I was cornered.
They're everywhere! How about less walking and more shooting?
I think I prefer more driving. Take that. Alright, so there's 1 more cannon to destroy, and most of the enemies are dealt with anyway, so let's get on with it.
Systems eliminated.
Excellent, Soundwave! Decepticons, all attack groups cleared to traverse cables! All flyers and aerial bots to launch bays. Separate those tow cables. We're being overrun.
Jetfire, launch 2-9er, en route! Right on at once! Let's turn him there! The armor and the outer skin will shatter.
Now we're being the Autobot Jetfire, and we need to destroy these tow cables to stop the Decepticons from reaching the Ark ship. I actually really like this part because it has a cool gimmick that I quite like.
There, a chink in the armor. Now destroy it. Jetfire, this is a zero-G environment. Try using your rocket launcher in robot form.
So, I don't know, for some reason I really like the zero-G concept. You transform into robot mode and you can just use your rocket launcher and also use the shockwave attack as a special attack. It's actually a pretty interesting idea because, it sort of ties into what I said with Megatron, where you trade off, maneuverability with increased firepower. I mean, in plane mode, he's not much different from Starscream, but he doesn't have homing missiles, so you have to rely on this dinky machine gun, which doesn't do a lot of damage. The whole point of the machine gun is to attack the tow cables. The idea is you blast off the armor plating.
There, another weak point. Destroy it.
Once you find the weak spot, it'll be highlighted on the HUD, and you'll be able to attack it. So again, I quite like this whole gimmick of transform. I don't know why, it's not really like a huge game-changing thing, but I really like whole zero-G combat.
Jetfire, you have to destroy the weak point.
It's also kind of weird because, like, this is a space battle where you're being a transforming robot that transforms into a plane. And this is kind of common in, I think, Japanese animes like Gundam and Macross or whatever, but it doesn't really happen very often in Transformers. You don't normally get space battles in Transformers, which I find kind of interesting. I mean, they started going into space more after the Transformers the movie, and also like the Transformers animes that came out after that, like Headmasters and you know what, yeah, the Japanese seem very much into space. Western Transformers not so much. That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Let any more Decepticons board the Ark. Destroy that tow cable. Hold it up, dude.
As you destroy the tow cables, the game throws more obstacles at us, like there's a dropship shooting at us, and there's also some sentry guns from the Ark that's shooting at us. You don't actually have to destroy these, you can just destroy the tow cables, which is pretty easy. It's pretty easy to avoid all the gunfire and stuff. As long as you keep moving, you probably won't get hit that much. So it's not too hard to destroy the just the tow cable. But I figured I might as well have some fun and try and destroy other things as well. Like, there's not even much point in destroying these guys either, I think they respawn. I also have a theory about the zero-G gravity gimmick and also the tape cassette minions when we were playing as Soundwave. I have a feeling that, and this is a theory, mind you, it's completely based on my own speculation, but I think they're sort of gameplay idea concepts that they came up with but weren't really developed well enough to be their own, like, levels. Because each level in Transformers Fall of Cybertron kind of has its own gameplay gimmick. Each character has their own thing. But I think maybe tape cassettes and zero-G gravity weren't quite enough to have a level of their own.
Cables are severed, Optimus. We needn't worry about any more Decepticons trying to work.
Oh boy, it's smashing time!
Crawling with Autobots! Out of my way! No mercy, Bruticus! Make your way to the propulsion deck and gut their engines! The Autobots must not reach that space portal! On my way! I love the sound of Autobots crunching under my feet! Hit him with something that will slow him down! Like what? The starship? Just keep firing! The bigger they are, the harder they hit!
So I really like this final level because I guess it kind of sums up all the different gameplay styles we've had throughout the game. We've had like a vehicle transformation, we've had like a plane aerial based mission, and now we're recapping that glorious moment where we're being Bruticus. I hope you guys managed to listen for the Wilhelm scream that was displayed, I think, a couple of times at least in that previous, when we were smashing through that building. But yeah, this final level's sort of an accumulation of lots of different gameplay elements throughout the game. It's a nice way to round off the entire experience.
Megatron, I've reached the Ark's primary energon tank. Destroy it, and we will be rid of these Autobots forever!
Who can stop this monstrosity? Which Autobot will stand up to the tyranny of Bruticus?
Ah, this isn't even fair.
Autobots! Bruticus is targeting our fuel tanks!
Copy, Jetfire. Jazz is in play.
Jazz? Really? Well, okay. Let's see Jazz take down Bruticus.
Where's the rush?
The Decepticons are winning, aren't they? We don't have a chance.
You know, we did this. We did all of this. This is entirely our doing.
What hope do we have against that thing?
Alright, so if you explore here a little bit, you can find some extra weapons. I mean, we're equipped with the shotgun right now, and the shotgun's pretty good, so we're going to keep that. But over here, there's a heavy weapon. The rocket launcher. I don't even know how that happened to that guy. It's not a complete recreation, but it's a very interesting idea to make you go through the carnage you kind of just did as Bruticus. Kind of gives a little bit of a perspective on what you've done. I mean, when you're being Bruticus, you don't really think of the consequences, do you? The horrors of war.
Go, Jetfire. My spark is finished.
Keep your focus, soldier. We'll get through this. Jazz, I need to find Ratchet. When I return, I can back you up with an airstrike. Don't keep me waiting long, Flyboy.
Ratchet can't be the only medic, can he?
Jazz, we got a chance now.
Oh, Bruticus. Oh, you are even up there up close.
Ouch! The little Autobot wants to play!
Alright, another boss fight. We're fighting Bruticus. You have to watch out for his attacks. He's a bit slow, so he's not really too much of an issue.
Talk without your shield, huh? Don't worry, I'll just keep shooting till something breaks. Just means I did something right.
Try this on for size!
Look out! Incoming!
But yeah, there's not much to this fight, you just have to avoid his attacks. He usually just walks very slowly towards you with his flamethrower, so you have to move out the way. If you get close, he'll try to hit you. He'll sometimes do the shockwave attack, which you can dodge by sidestepping, and every now and again he'll fire missiles, and you have to avoid the red glowing spots on the floor to not get hit by the exploding missiles and stuff. And basically you just shoot him a bunch until his shield goes away, and then you can grapple onto him and shoot him in the face. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire fight.
Whoa, whoa! Says watch my step!
Oh, got hit by a bunch of missiles. Luckily, there's a leaking energon thing here, and it's full of energon cubes, so I don't think there's any danger of us running out of health.
Let's grapple him up!
Donk, 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 donk.
Nobody does that to me!
Oh man, must have hit a techno nerve.
You're really starting to boil my oil.
You don't think I'm coming near that, do you?
No problem. It slices and dices. But wait, there's more!
Oh, no, there's no way I'm breaking through this shield. Jetfire, I can sure use a hand right about now.
Already on it, Jazz. Lure him to this EMP mine and keep him there. We'll take care of the rest.
Fortunately for us, Bruticus isn't very smart.
Now go for the legs! Nice! Airstrike commencing!
You're really starting to fry my gear!
One EMP mine coming up!
So yeah, that's pretty much the fight now. You have to lure him to these EMP mines, but now you have to do it with a leaper on your ass. He's just more of a distraction, really. You don't really have to pay any attention to him.
I'm bringing the rain!
In fact, I think if you destroy the leaper, another one comes and respawns, so we'll just leave him alone.
I actually felt that!
One EMP mine coming up!
Down in sleep mode!
That's it!
Hey Bruticus, how was your trip? I hope there wasn't too much rain on your holidays.
This ought to do the job.
Even if you destroy me, Megatron, others will rise to defeat your tyranny.
Then I'll just have to destroy you all! Bumblebee! What a waste of energon!
After eons of conflict, I finally see the truth of your words, Megatron.
And what might that be, Optimus?
This universe, no matter how vast, will never be big enough for you and I to coexist.
And so, the final battle. One shall stand, one shall fall. And we gotta avenge our friend Bumblebee, so we're gonna pick Optimus.
No one can stop me!
You're finished, Megatron.
Never! I'm just warming up!
We're having a sword fighting duel with Megatron. It controls a little similarly to the Grimlock sections. You have the sword and the shield, and a light attack, and a heavy attack. The camera locks onto the enemy automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. Your shield doesn't stay up forever, it does break if it gets hit a lot. It repairs instantly, but it just means that you can't like block a constant string of combos or block every single thing.
Nothing you can do will stop me!
And if you manage to hit your enemy while they're taunting, they'll get on the floor and get stunned for a bit. You can't defeat me in button mashing, Megatron. I've played Mario Party!
Records clerk when I found you. You will be dust when I'm through with you.
You're gonna talk or fight, Megatron?
So as the fight progresses, Megatron gets more moves and it gets a lot harder. As you can see, Megatron doesn't exactly fight fair. He throws stun grenades and turns into a tank and shoots you, and he also has this weird Beyblade attack.
Witness Megatron's skill.
Pay attention to the music in this level as well. It actually changes dynamically as the fight progresses. It's actually really cool.
Autobots will never stop.
You can't beat me. I've done arm wrestling in Shenmue.
This ends now.
This ends when I say it ends.
Yeah, this fight's getting really brutal. Holy crap.
Not bad for a life there. Perhaps you should have spent more time in the pit.
And perhaps you should have spent more time in the library.
Wait, hang... What? Was that supposed to be a sick burn? Oh, my shield's broken. That's close. So yeah, I really like this final level. I really like this final boss, this final battle between Megatron and Optimus Prime. And this entire level is a nice summary of the game. It sort of recaps a lot of the elements we've seen already. I mean, this section here is kind of a throwback to the Grimlock sections. I mean, I've always said that Fall of Cybertron prided itself on the variety in its gameplay. And I think this final levels basically sums it all up. It's just so much variety crammed into one space. It's quite fantastic.
Till all are one.
And that's the end of Transformers Fall of Cybertron. What happens to the Transformers after they all get sucked into a giant space portal? Well, they all end up on Earth, obviously, where their adventure continues in the Transformers Prime cartoon. But yeah, I really like Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I mean, you know, I'm a Transformers fan, as you know, and obviously, you know, that helped a lot. But I think even if you're not a fan of Transformers, even if you don't know the franchise at all, I think the game stands up. It's a really solid game, and I think obviously it relied on more than its license, you know, to be good. It wasn't a cheap movie tie-in. It was something with genuine, you know, care and attention put into it. I mean, there's always the stigma that like some AAA games are like brown, grey, blue, and monotonous, but I think this one, you know, this one goes ahead of that.
Whatever lies beyond that portal is our best and last hope, my friend.
You got the touch!
You got the power! Yeah! And now you get to watch what happens when animators have too much spare time. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Transformers Fall of Cybertron. There's going to be another video or two on the multiplayer aspect of the game, because actually a lot of care and attention went into the multiplayer as well. So I think that's worth showing off, you know, having its own little discussion. But as for the main game, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed watching me play through the game. I hope my gameplay was actually, you know, entertaining to watch, and I hope you didn't mind me rambling too much about the Transformers. I tried to be more informative with this one, like I did my Shenmue one, but obviously with an action game, there's less to be descriptive about. But I hope, you know, I could offer some insight into, you know, lots of references and sort of the mindset of a crazy Transformers fan, you know, a fan of stupid transforming toy robots. Because, you know, from the outside, why would you be a fan of this stupid thing? Anyway, yes, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Till all are one. Or something like that, I guess. Thanks for watching.
Okay, spheroid projectiles ready? Fire! Hey guys, that's Snow Fair!